What's up, guys? Alright, so I wanted to go ahead and talk about the four biggest muscle building mistakes I've seen. They're actually myths that I've seen the same guys making the same mistakes in the gym over and over again, and no one really seems to get the big picture. So I thought I'd go ahead and make this video and talk about four muscle building mistakes and myths I've noticed people making in the gym. So let's go ahead and talk about them. The first one, number one, is there is no such thing as too much protein. Yes, there is. If you consume too much protein, it's not good for your kidneys, and you really don't need that much for muscle growth, guys. Really, you only need about a gram of protein per pound of body weight, and beyond that, I mean, it's really not going to benefit you if you consume more protein than that. I mean, sure, you could bump that up to 1.5 grams of protein per pound of body weight, 2 grams, but at the same time, a good baseline number is 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight, so just keep that in mind, and you really don't need to shoot over that. If you want to, go ahead, but 1 gram of protein is sufficient for muscle growth. So number two, the more you work out, the quicker you'll see results. Okay, guys, with most things in life, yeah, that's true. The more effort you put into something, the better results you're going to see. But when it comes to gaining muscle, this is not necessarily true. In fact, when it comes to gaining muscle, this is not true at all. If you train too much, you're actually going to overtrain, and if you overtrain, you're not going to end up getting bigger and more swollen, stronger. You're going to end up getting smaller and weaker. So you got to find a balance. And I'm not saying you shouldn't be training hard, because you should always be training as intensely as you possibly can. But the main thing you need to focus on is not overtraining. And if you're working out more than 5 days per week, if you're hitting the gym hard, weightlifting more than 5 days per week, I'd say you're pretty darn close to overtraining. And another thing you need to keep in mind is not to train your muscle groups more than once per week. You should always hit your muscle groups once per week. You should hit your, let's say, your chest on Monday, your back on Tuesday, your legs on Wednesday, shoulders on Thursday, arms on Friday, and so on. But you shouldn't be training those muscle groups multiple times per week. When you do train those muscle groups, you should be training them so intensely that they take an entire week to recover. But you shouldn't be hitting them several times per week, because that's just going to make you overtrain, and they're not going to have enough time to recover and grow. So number three, supplements are a bad thing. And I hear people say this all the time. Okay, guys, sure, there's some bogus supplements out there that don't work and are not effective at all, but there's also some good supplements out there. And things like creatine, whey protein, testosterone boosters, and other supplements as well are very effective at muscle growth. Some pre-workout supplements are good, and they will definitely benefit you. Now that brings me to my fourth point, which are supplements are a necessity. And this is false, because many people think that you need supplements to gain muscle, and you don't. You can build muscle without supplements. It's called a good diet, it's called working out hard, and it's called getting enough rest. Now, supplements will definitely help you gain muscle, but you don't need them. You don't need supplements to build muscle at any time in your muscle building routine. They're just good to include because they can give you an edge. And yeah, they'll help you increase your strength and probably increase muscle size as well, but they're not necessary to include. If you have the money, go ahead. If you want to see the best results possible, go ahead. But you have to choose the right ones, and you have to make sure that you are not abusing them. So just keep that in mind, guys. So that's four muscle building myths I've noticed many people make, and they continue to make on a daily basis.